Three, two, one.
Well, then you ought to read the War Games. That shit's great. Batman War Games.
Yeah.
Oh man, because Stephanie Brown was I was gonna say Riddler, Robin at one point after Tim Drake quit because his father's like, look, I don't want to lose you. You know, this is insane. What are you doing this for? You're not even traumatized, kid. And everybody else is traumatized. What's wrong with you? And so he stepped down and she became Robin, and Batman fired her. So she went back to being the spoiler. And so she figured that if she could unhatch one of Batman's doomsday scenarios and stop it, she could make him proud. Well, instead, she sends the whole city into like chaos and riots. And she gets killed, which really upset me, which is why I don't like Black Mask. Yup. No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, don't like it. So let's move on. So,
well, what do you have to say about Pride Month,
Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay, can't see me point, I guess.
I'm just here for it. You know, I'm kind of with you guys. I don't really like it. Just you do you. I don't like companies just having now the excuse to shove it in people's faces. It's just a whole big thing. But
yeah. And it's, you know, and as far as like a corporate thing, it's just an excuse to virtue signal. The end. You know, it's they don't really care. It's not like, oh, it's Pride Month, I'm going to start treating my gay friends and my trans friends better. No, I'm just going to keep treating them how I treat them, you know,
yep,
the rest of the year.
Exactly.
It's yeah.
They do it to make a buck. That's what DC and Marvel's doing. Well, they're doing it to make a buck.
Well, it's pandering, and it's the worst type of pandering. You know, it's pandering to you know the core beliefs of certain people. So it, you know, it'd be, hey, I'm a Christian, so well, Easter's coming up, so you know, we're putting out this Easter comic. Go buy this. It'd be like, you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care about that.
This Easter. Only Easter. On Netflix.
Jesus dies again.
And then he comes back. The tomb is empty.
The stone's been rolled away.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They got Mary Magdalene in a bikini.
Yes. Who played her in Passion of the Christ? Was it Monica? Monica Bellucci? I was like, that's a fine Mary Magdalene right there.
Oh shit.
That's okay. A fine Mary. So, but anyway, so Patrick, I know you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but the reviews for the Halo TV show are rolling in. What do you think, Patrick? I know you're my Halo guy right now.
Yeah, I was actually just playing it before this, the new Halo Infinite game, but I was not looking forward to it. Like, initial release of the trailer, I'm like, yeah, but then watching it again and like kind of analyzing it more, it's just like, no, because storyline wise, I have almost no clue what they're doing. Character wise, I don't know. And like, they didn't bring back like any of the original game cast. Like, Chief's different. The guy like playing him looks good, but his voice for him is horrible. Captain Keyes isn't Ron Perlman anymore, like in the original game.
Yeah, Ron Perlman doesn't have anything going on. You could have went out and got Ron Perlman,
right? That would have been great. I love Ron Perlman, but yeah, no, I don't know. I just wasn't really looking forward to it.
Well, let's see, because we're gonna go off of bounding into comics here. Spencer Basuli, Baculi. So here's part of the issue that the fans are saying right now is they're making this show, but they didn't play the game. So the Halo showrunner Stephen Kane says the writing team didn't look at or talk about the game. We talked about the characters and the world. So the red flags continue to fly for Paramount Plus' upcoming Halo series, as in recent interview, showrunner Stephen King has revealed that despite penning over 265 drafts of the live-action adaptation, he and the writing team did not look at or talk about the original games in any capacity. How's that for you, Patrick? How's that sound?
That's really messed up in my opinion, because I at least need some base to Halo. There's a very like specific algorithm to Halo, you know?
Well, here's the thing. Hey, we're gonna make this the show about video game. Might want to pick up a controller and play a video game and see what the what all the fuss is about. So
You don't even have to do that. All you have to do is go on YouTube and watch the cutscenes to get the idea how the story was. You could like literally just read the cliff notes.
Yeah.
And so you're telling me we're putting out a show that has an origin story and has what do they call a background? So it has canon, it has source material. Nah, they're not going to use that. Who needs that?
Oh, that's so dumb.
How about we make Hulk dogs? Hulk poodles. Little flashback to the first iteration of this show.
Oh my lord!
Thanks, Nick Nolte. We've got it from here.
What's that? Ang Lee. Ang Lee directed that movie, right? 2003 Hulk.
Was it Ang Lee? No, it wasn't Ang Lee, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, but yeah.
But that's Hulk poodles to me.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just refer to Hulk poodles. So, but so speaking with the trade outlet, he asserted he didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. We want to talk about the characters and the world. So I never felt limited by it being a game. So turning the topic of Master Chief himself, the showrunner asserted he's already right. He's everybody, right? He's you, he's me, he's a 6-year-old girl, he's a 15-year-old person in a different country, whoever plays the game. We're going to tell you about a man discovering his own humanity, he explained. In so doing, he's invited the audience to discover that guy's humanity too. So, yeah, there's a lot of red flags. Plus, there's characters that people are very concerned about, especially with the modern take on what a lot of things have done. I mean, let's just look at like the sequel trilogy where, hey, it all revolves around a girl, and this show kind of revolves around a girl. So a lot of people are saying, is she going to be, better than Master Chief? Is she going to be trained by Master Chief to replace Master Chief? So there's some concerns, and I know not everybody, and like I said, the people who have watched it, it's only the first 2 episodes have come out. So yeah, I was watching, Chris Gore was talking about, because Chris Gore is a Halo fan, and he was saying there's things he liked and there's things he didn't like, but as far as the first 2 episodes, he likes kind of what he sees as far as the gameplay, or not the gameplay, but the actual the overall look of the show and everything. So, and that's another thing people have been complaining about. Is the budget. With the TV budget, can you pull off a whole cinema look? We'll see.
From the trailer, like, I'm gonna add a little more in here and that. From the trailer, visually, it looks pretty awesome. Like, you have High Charity in the one little clip they showed in the trailer. That's like the big jellyfish looking space station. That's the Covenant. It looked very nice, and like all of like their little Covenant scenes again looked very like visually pleasing. But like, again, it's just story wise. I have no clue where they're taking it. Now I heard they didn't really take much source material. Kind of scares me a bit, because literally Dr. Halsey, she's then considered a terrorist because she kidnapped, I think it was like 70 or like 100 some kids. They were the first Spartan program. A lot of them died, and she was considered a terrorist for that. But that was the like origin of Master Chief. So like, how are you going to get rid of something like that?
Well, and one of the things too is, in the video games, did they actually ever end up showing Master Chief eventually?
No.
Well, guess what? You get
Oh,
to see
no.
Master Chief.
That's just no. That's
And they do it very early on, and they kind of say, hey, instead of like building up this, it's just like, hey, let's just get it out of the way, which I understand to an extent, but at the same time, like, is the TV show the time and place to reveal what Master Chief should look like? So
no. I think that's just a 100% rule breaker right there. Like throughout, I think over now 10 years, Halo's been a franchise, and Master Chief has never been revealed. It was Halo 4, I think, Legendary Ending. You got to see his eyes. That was it.
right.
And that's all of Master Chief history. So that's kind of horrible that they did that.
Plus, they have, because I know one of the issues too was the look of Cortana, and I guess
Yes.
the lady who, or the woman who plays her plays a scientist, so it's kind of one of those things where she's not quite Cortana yet. So there's a lot of things kind of like, I know what they're doing, I know what they're trying to do, but at the same time, when your core audience is gamers and the people who play the game enjoyed playing the game, give them a little something. Right?
Yeah.
I thought the core audience was daytime retired folks.
Yes, the view watchers are what you're going after. So,
I'm kidding. Right? The view watchers.
so all right.
That's great.
So I'm gonna check it out, but here's the thing: you got to go get the stupid Paramount Plus app just to check it out, right? That's what it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that thing's a pain in the ass to operate. I've tried because I tried getting it for Yellowstone, the latest season of Yellowstone. It's because normally you can get everything through Amazon Prime, but they're like, no, you have to go over here. I'm like, God, like, why do you make it so difficult to watch a stupid TV show? But
Yeah.
anyway, all right, Adam. Jane Foster is Marvel's Thor again, ahead of Love and Thunder premiere.
Well, if you don't have another story to tell, then tell that one.
Yeah, tell that one again.
Yeah, just look. This is going to be a dumpster fire. It is. It just
Yep.
like Ragnarok was. And if you're out there and you like Ragnarok, I'm sorry, you're wrong. It's a terrible fucking movie.
Well, I say I feel like I'm sorry that you're not a fan of the actual Thor and you're a fan of the Chris Hemsworth Thor, which they've dumbed down to, basically a comedy bit at this point.
Yeah, he's just a shtick now. Yeah. I don't care. I don't give two shits about this anymore. Because it's like, why wouldn't they recycle it? At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
So, according to CBR, as a part of the solicitations for Marvel Comics in June of 2022, a miniseries titled Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor was announced. The story will run across 5 issues and feature Foster's return as Thor, something that will play soon out in live action when Natalie Portman reprises her role as the character in Thor: Love and Thunder. The new series will be written by Torun Grönbeck. Wow, I got slashes through the O's on that one. So, with art by Michael Dowling, and arrives shortly before the next Thor film hits theaters. So it's just like, here's a little taste of what you're getting in the movie. Hopefully you don't hate it. So,
coming to you on Christmas 2022, Gia Carano stars as She-Ra, Princess of Power, looks at Girl Thor and says, "Run, bitch."
get some.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things I'm actually sort of looking forward to in the comics is the Batman star Paul Dano is writing a Riddler origin series for DC.
Nice. Riddler origin series, huh?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, DC announced the Batman actor Paul Dano has already written a Riddler comic book that will hit stores this October. DC revealed the Riddler actor Dano has penned a 6-issue Riddler Year 1 series for many films and comic book fans. Paul Dano's portrayal of the Riddler and Matt Reeves' The Batman in theaters now was arguably one of the most chilling and terrifying incarnations ever seen in a Batman film. This October, fans will have the opportunity to learn more about the Riddler's origins in Riddler Year One, a 6-issue bi-monthly DC Black Label series written by the Batman actor Paul Dano. See, that intrigues the hell out of me. Because how many people actually know that character better than Paul Dano at this point?
Exactly. Paul Dano's just a really, really smart guy, and he's a master of his craft. I'm excited about this one. This one I will definitely read. And I think that this is kind of like we finally live in an age where like the Riddler has been not just defined, but redefined. Well, it's definitely redefined, but it's what it should have always been.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, look, they've already, gone through the Joker's story inside and out, like sideways and every which way. The Riddler, this is a total reinvention of the character, and honestly, I'd love to learn more about this Riddler, because you can only reiterate the Joker and his backstory so many times. So,
did anybody get a chance to read the War of Jokes and Riddles from the last couple of years?
No.
DC Comics. So he comes out with this whole big plan. He wants to make the Joker laugh because the Joker just stops laughing for some reason. And in order to carry out that plan, he has to execute all these variables. And one of these variables is having Charlie Brown, a.k.a. Kite Man, work with Batman. And he's planned all this out. And in his plan, he murders Charlie, Kite Man's son, 10-year-old son. That's how fucked up the Riddler is.
Nice.
And yeah.
Damn.
Yep. It's terrible too, because as the kid's dying, he's like, "Did I do something wrong, Dad?" And it's fucking horrible.
Well, and I think a lot of people's perception of the character of the Riddler is what's the actor's name from the 66 Batman TV show, and then Jim
Frank
Carrey.
Gorshin.
Yeah, Frank Gorshin, and then Jim Carrey. That's what they think the Riddler is. I was like, no. He's terrible, really terrible. So, and I think it's one of those things where, I'm very excited. And one of the things I'm really happy to hear about is it's a DC Black series, which means that could go very, very dark. So,
Darkness makes me smile.
One of the things I thought was fun. So, who here wants to learn how to write like Watchmen's Alan Moore? No one? Okay. But anyway, so BBC Maestro's new storytelling course provides 6 hours and 33 lessons of Alan Moore sharing his accumulated writing wisdom over a 40-year career. Since that dude doesn't really do that much press, I'm intrigued just to watch it, just to see how that guy's mind ticks. Just see how that thing works.
Check him out on YouTube. He's got a couple like lectures that he gives on YouTube.
Yeah, just from the stuff that he's, the stuff that he's known for, he takes his shit very seriously. That's a serious man.
Yeah, it is. He's got this whole thing about is it Omni-Man? I think he does Omni-Man. Anyways, what's that?
From Invincible? That's
okay, no, it's not Omni-Man then. It's anyways, it's a deconstruction of a character, similar to the character was created at the same time like Shazam was, the Captain Marvel version of Shazam. And I just came off like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I don't remember the guy's name.
Oh, it's all good.
You're fine.
Yeah. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means we'll make fun of your face instead behind you.
Yeah, that's right. So. Really think you want to insult me in front of my friends here? Don't worry, they're coming with you. The Dark Knight 2008.
All right, so who wants to book a trip on the old Galactic Star Cruise.
Oh, they have empty rooms, I hear.
Yeah, from you know, who saw that one coming?
I don't know. What is it? $1,000 a room?
I wish.
Oh, it's 2, isn't it?
It's $6,000 for the weekend, my friend. It's like $6,000 for like a day and a half of LARPing. So
It's great. It's crazy, but I was watching videos that it is still like awesome.
Yeah, Patrick.
I think. Look, I
So
would think
awesome.
it. You know what? If you said, "Hey, it's $2,000 and you can LARP for a weekend," I'd be like, psh, "Hey, guess what, man? We're gonna have to suck it up for a little bit, but we're gonna go do this." Once you start going $5-6,000, oh, by the way, none of the drinks are free. Like all the shit, that's added on top of it because it's Disney. It's like, yeah, that's out of the realm. So, if they fix the price point to closer to, like I said, I would say $2,000, a grand a day to do it a whole immersive thing. I think it might be worth it.
Well, and you'd get people to do it.
Yeah, because there's plenty of people that got way more money than me that would be more than willing to do that a couple times a year.
Yeah, I mean, you'd get, yeah.
But when you got, hey, $5-6,000, well, a lot of people are saying, well, it's a one and done. We're done.
Yeah, you did it, and
Yep.
Yeah. So and then here's a new rumor. The Mandalorian rumor claims Grogu will use the IG-11 as a mech suit. Just when I think this shit can't get more ridiculous with this damn show.
I love watching you shit on Star Wars. I really do.
I hate watching them shit on Star Wars. So
Take it away, Nick. Let them have it.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing, you morons. Instead of like, oh, let's develop the character. No, let's do shit that's going to sell freaking action figures and stuff, which, hey, I get it. It's about selling toys and merch. But you know what also sells merch? If you gave Grogu a freaking lightsaber. If you gave him a lightsaber, that thing would sell out in a hot freaking second. So
the year is like 1996, something like that. Nick and I are sitting in Earth Science class.
Oh no!
And we find out, yeah, Mrs. Harris was her name.
Miss Harris.
Yeah, we find out that the prequels are a thing. They're greenlit. Lucas is doing it. It'll be a couple of years before it comes out. And Nick says, and I kind of thought of it. I didn't think of it like this until he brought it up. It was like a light bulb went off in my head when he said it. He's like, "We're gonna get to see more than one lightsaber battle at the same time. It's gonna be crazy." And I was like, yeah, rock and roll. This is fucking heavy metal. And Nick has been crazy about this lightsaber shit ever since then.
I've been crazy about the lightsaber since the damn thing.
I know.
Since literally I popped on screen, I was like, that's the coolest thing that's ever been. And nothing will get cooler ever, and nothing will be cooler.
You know what's crazy about a lightsaber? I can't believe they did it in 1970.
Oh, dude. I've watched so many behind the scenes stuff about how literally ILM was literally just making stuff up at the time, and then like how much they literally progressed, the entire special effects, like in general.
They're groundbreaking.
And not to mention, like, and this is like video nerd stuff. Like, dude, they had the very first non-linear editing system. They called it the video. I think it was the video droid. It was the first non-linear editing system, which anybody who's like non-linear be like, everything that's edited today is a non-linear editing system. So your Avids, your Final Cut Pros, your DaVincis, your everything Adobe, it's all done on a computer, and they were the first ones to do it.
Yeah, you're not using a razor blade and Scotch tape.
Yeah, you're not going from tape to tape. You're not going from one beta tape to another beta tape like they taught us in specs.
Yeah, we've done that though.
I do. That's how I got my first gig in video, was because I knew how to do that, which is stupid.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, they're like, no, dude, that like, and that was and that's Patrick. We were talking about school earlier. So anytime like you're doing like a thing, like especially in a school, like anytime you're doing a program, you probably got some really nice equipment, when you get out in the real world, they ain't got all that brand new equipment. I remember I went and did a job interview, and the job interview was to literally set up an editing suite and perform an edit. I'd never done that before. Like, you had to take 2 decks, run it all together with the monitors, with the video controller and everything. And the test was, if you hit, run edit, the thing had to work. And so they were literally like, and their versions that they had of the editing software was probably at that point 7 years old. So if you think, just think of running a 7-year-old computer versus what we've got now, trying to edit video, that's what they were working with. So
Did you get the job?
no, that's the thing. Another life lesson, Patrick. So hold on. Oh, geez. Hold on here. Stupid ads. So anyway, Patrick, life lesson. When you go in for the job and you don't get it, there's probably a decent chance that job's already been given to someone else, and this is just a show. This is just the show. So that job before, and I talked to my boss later because he knew the people, and it was one of the reasons I got the interview. He's like, yeah, that they already knew who they were going with. This was just because they had to interview X amount of people. So, but anyway, Lucasfilm progressed everything. People don't even realize what Lucasfilm created ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, which for decades was the premier in special effects. Now there's a bunch of different houses because some of those guys left and did their own thing. But like, he literally started, created what, he was decades ahead of anything.
Yeah, he was.
So, but yeah, Grogu in a mech suit, that does 0 for me. That does nothing for me. I'm sorry.
Like, wouldn't a mech suit for him just kind of be like a metal bucket?
I'm like,
the guy's like a foot tall.
Can we stop like gimmicking this freaking character and like actually? And that's one of the reasons it pissed me off with the whole Boba Fett thing. I was like, let him go with Luke. Let him get some damn character development. No, let's freaking gimmick the shit out of this character. And it's frustrating because I like the character. I'm going to start hating it just because the people are stupid and they want to just do stupid things with it.
I'm with you on the stupid things stuff. I am. The mech suit, that's dumb, and just turning him into a Grogu in a clown suit. Like, ultimately, we're talking about making him into like a sci-fi version of Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
So, but I am glad. I have to say, I am glad he didn't stay with Luke. I'm glad he didn't stay with Luke.
That's fine.
Because I don't want him to be a Jedi.
And that's the thing. Like, but I just want character development. That's all I want. Because right now,
I don't blame you.
Hey, let's put this kid, because that's basically what they still have him as. He's still a baby. Let's have this baby. Oh, let's put him in a mechanical suit. Instead of, maybe let's, can he freaking like say 2 words and possibly be useful in a fight? Probably not.
No, he grows up too long. He takes too long to grow up.
No. We'll just keep him a baby forever. That's creepy. That's creepy and weird.
What would be kind of funny though, if like they do like a flash forward in the future, and like Jindarin's on like his deathbed as an old man, and then they're like, hey, you got to go see this guy, and he goes to see him, and he's like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you and stuff, and he's like, who are you? I don't know you, because he can't remember shit. He was a baby. Like, who do you remember when you were a baby? No one.
Like, he's like 5 now, and he's like only 6, like mentally. He's like, yeah. He's like throws the ball at him, from the freaking controller. He hits him in the head with it. He's like, ah. That's what I want. That, what, Star Wars, that's what you deserve at this point. Hey, Sergeant Red is on with us. Hi guys.
Hey guys, Sergeant Reds, what's going on?
So
Patrick's representing.
yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick. Show the shirt. Show the shirt.
Got the shirt on.
There we go. So those are our friends at Sergeant Red Finch Choice. Go check them out. They are in Utica, Michigan. I do not have the phone number, but
But I could tell you that they are just north of M59 on Van Dyke Road in Utica,
so,
on the west side of the street.
and they're just great people. So
Yes, they are.
go check them out. But yeah, so that's latest rumor from the Mandalorian, and I'm not excited. So I'll just leave it at that. Does Grogu in a mech suit do anything for you guys?
No.
Yeah. I want to say
no. God, no.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Actually, I'm getting kind of sold on this whole lightsaber idea now. You're breaking me down here. I'm wearing him down.
I just want. I just want. That's all I want. All I want is Grogu to have some character development. I'm tired of him being the baby. Let him grow up just a little bit, so he's a useful character.
And I got to get real here for a minute too, because I don't mean to give you any kind of BS, because I feel the same way. Like, I want to see Robin in one of these damn Batman movies. You know what I mean? And maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. So that's the latest rumor. Honestly, and we're just saying, hey, at this point, just a rumor, but it's from John F. Trent. He kind of has his pulse, has his finger on the pulse of a lot of things. But I hope it's not a thing. I hope it's not. So, speaking of Pride Month, so Disney to include a gay relationship into Buzz Lightyear movie.
Why? It's a kids movie. Who cares?
Well, that was the thing. So it was originally cut, and now anybody who, we don't do politics on the show, but anybody who knows about the bill that they're passing down in Florida, basically out of spite, since there's a whole issue with Disney, being in Florida, they're whatever. But anyway, so now they actually put the gay scene back into the Buzz Lightyear movie, and because why not? So
yeah, that reminds me, because it's in a children's movie. It reminds me of like this bit John Mulaney told on his second Netflix special. He's talking about how his parents went to college with Bill Clinton, and how his dad was a staunch Republican, and his mom was just like, "Oh, we got to go see Bill. We got to go see Bill," and she's looking at her son John at that time in the 90s, right? This is when he was running for president. And she's like, boy, back in the day, Bill was something else. I mean, I wish I wouldn't hung out with him. And he goes, thanks, I'm 9. That's what that reminds me of. They're putting the gay love scene back in the children's movie. What?
Oh,
it shouldn't even have a straight love or whatever it is, a straight thing. Why?
Doesn't make sense. So, but anyway, there is a new James Kirk in the galaxy.
Yeah, I didn't think this is cool. I've been waiting for this Star Trek show. It's called Strange New Worlds. Pike is the captain of the Enterprise. For those of you that don't know, the original pilot of Star Trek in 1966 had the captain of the Enterprise as Pike, Christopher Pike. His first officer was Gene Roddenberry's wife. She was just known as number 1 in that show. And Spock was the lieutenant.
Better than being number 2.
Exactly. I think Spock was number 2. He was the lieutenant. And then, of course, it does like a flash forward to the future of the Enterprise. And that's when we get James Kirk, and Spock's gone up the ladder. And all of a sudden, number 1 has blonde hair, and she's a Nurse Chapel. So we're gonna see the the story before Star Trek. It's like a prequel to the first show, but they've casted James Kirk.
Yeah. So Paul Wesley, he was in the Vampire Diaries. It's official. Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek canon has found its Captain Kirk. So, as announced by CBS on March 15th, the next actor to step into the role of iconic sci-fi hero will be Paul Wesley, an actor perhaps best known for his starring role in Stephen Salvatore in the Vampire Diaries, and Eddie Longo / Tucker Reed in Tell Me a Story. Wesley will begin his tenure as a young James T. Kirk in the second season of Star Trek. So they already have a first season of Strange New Worlds?
Unless I missed it.
So Wesley will, I'll read that again just to make sure I got it right. So Wesley will begin his tenure as a young James T. Kirk in the second season of Star Trek's Strange New Worlds, itself greenlit in January, well ahead of the series' upcoming May premiere. So I guess so if they just cast them and if the show's coming out in May, he can't do it. So
so they're planning on they are doing the second season. It's greenlit. That's kind of cool. This makes me not want to watch Strange New Worlds, though.
Well, that's ambitious. So
yeah, makes me not want to watch it, though. I'll tell you why. Want to know why?
Well, how is this not going to fly in the face of the canon of the new movies?
Oh, the new movies? No one gives a shit about. Okay, here you go. You got Star Trek Discovery, right?
So are we just doing what we want here? Are we not? We've got no canon.
Oh no, we've got canon. We've got plenty of canon. We're just not playing with the canon that is those J.J. Abrams movies at all.
Okay.
It's like, okay, so like when we were growing up and liking Star Trek in the 90s, it's the original timeline. It's all the original timeline.
So this is not Kelvin's timeline. This is
Star Trek.
This is Gene Roddenberry's timeline.
That's right. And they explain, but you don't like Discovery, so here's what happens in Discovery.
They call it
spoilers.
Well, it's called STD for a reason.
I call it. Well, I've heard it called Star Trek Disco, but okay, STD's funnier. At the end of season 2 or 3, they have to take the ship because it becomes its own like life intelligent throughout litany of different experiences. And, it has that spore drive and everything. And the whole time you're watching the show, you're like, why don't they have the spore drive in like the 24th century? And didn't they have it because this takes place before all this stuff. Well, you come to find out, in order to keep that ship safe from this one particular enemy, they have to take it through this rift in time, 900 years into the future, in order to keep it safe and to keep the universe safe. And so Spock comes up with all of the the bullet points of this, all the rules and all the regulations. And one of those rules and regulations is, if anyone is to utter or speak the name USS Discovery or talk about Michael Burnham, his sister, his Earth sister, they will be tried for treason and put to death. And so, through all the Star Trek you've ever watched, the reason you don't hear about Discovery is because it is illegal to talk about it if you know about it.
Okay.
So it's all part of the original story. Now, here's why it makes me not want to see Strange New Worlds. I want to watch Captain Kirk's Star Trek now. Captain Kirk with a living dad who didn't get killed on the Kelvin.
Yeah. So, but it looks like he's got William Shatner, the original Captain Kirk's blessing. So, let's see here. So, wishing Wesley well, Shatner replied, "Keep my ship and crew safe, Captain. Congratulations." So, sadly for Wesley, though, through no fault of his own, despite the apparent optimism towards his cast, CBS recent Star Trek series continues to disappoint more and more fans. Talking about Star Trek Discovery there. So, and Picard. So, I guess Picard is not doing great. So,
well, the first season of Picard is beautiful.
Okay. I've heard differently, but I mean, we'll see.
You've heard it from a bunch of whatever. Up your nose with a rubber hose.
I mean, without going too far into it, why is it beautiful?
Because it puts a nice bow on the end of Data's death. It continues from Star Trek Nemesis, where Data sacrificed himself, and he had the emotion chip. He gave up his life to save his crew, save his captain, and technically Data's still alive through his consciousness is still there, and it's a big like, do we take this thing offline? Do we kill Data? And there's a whole thing about the Romulans. Their planet in the 24th century began to become inhabitable, and so there were Romulan refugees coming to Earth. Yeah, Picard was in charge of it. There was this big conspiracy plot. Anyways, it was good. It was really deep, and and then when you get into the actual when you stop explaining the past of Picard up until this point, and you get into that point, there is a Borg cube that is there's still Borg on it, but they're asleep, and it's been disconnected from the hive mind, and so it's a research vessel. They're doing research all over this cube, and I don't know, it's just really good, man. It's really good.
So it's not a Picard apology tour?
No, who said that?
Just the rumors that I've heard.
Don't listen to rumors, man, unless it's Fleetwood Mac.
Good call. So, all right, Adam. So, in other news, HBO Max and Discovery, what was the name of the app? Is it just
Discovery Plus?
Discovery Plus. They are now one. So part of them
now there,
I believe so, or they're going to be.
Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to become one streaming service. Because the merger and all that was approved. So they're gonna, instead of having two separate streaming services, there'll just be one. No idea what's going to happen with the pricing now, because when you have two separate things combining, Lord knows how that's going to work out. So,
well, they've already got a plan to save I think $3 or $5 billion, and whatever your favorite CW shows are or anything like that, kiss them goodbye.
Yeah,
because the funny thing about CW is, although it's hung in there, they've never made a profit off of anything from that show or from those shows. Any of the shows I love Arrow. They've never made a profit off of that. Who if you're a Vampire Diaries fan, those shows had their own niche, so to speak. They had their own audience, and it went on. But they're gonna chop the head off of that one, I'm sure. And then there's a lot of people who are gonna get fired.
Well, yeah. So that was the thing. So they have to cut $3 billion worth of either expenses or executives, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, as you said, hey, if it's on CW, kiss it goodbye, because, like I said, it's not making money. And there should be some type of cap, especially for the comic book, whether you want to call it Arrowverse, whatever. After 3 to 4 seasons, we don't need a seventh, or is it the 7th season of Flash that we're on?
7th or 8th. We got 10 seasons of Smallville.
Yeah, but that was a well-crafted story. This shit ain't. This is yeah, hey, Flash is a fine character, but what are we doing at this point?
You know what they did with that show that they screwed up on big time? Is they waited too long to use enemies that weren't speedsters.
Well, that's the thing. It's oh no, this guy's the fastest. Oh no, this guy's the fastest. I was oh sweet Jesus!
They should have done Mirror Master. They should have done DeVoe way sooner.
Well, they did do Mirror Master, but it was such a small nothing.
But it was too late.
Yeah,
too little, too late. I'm saying they should have done Mirror Master back in season 4, or whatever. I think that was the season they did DeVoe, right? Or did they do DeVoe in season 3?
I don't.
Thinker.
I don't know. I know they did the whatever, the Mirror Master, but it was just one of those it was one and done, one season or one episode. We're good.
Savitar's coming, and I'm not that fast.
Yeah. Oh, who is it? Who could it be? I don't know. Hey, let's go change the timeline again. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Barry. You screwed up again. Barry? Anybody do anything to Barry? Does Batman show up and punch him in the face? No.
Hey, remember when Batman took down the Justice League? Well, somebody took his plans to do it. Mirror Master did. Mirror Master took his plans from Vandal Savage to do it, and he put this bomb on Barry Allen that but the way he did it was bolted it through his ankle or something. Did you ever see that?
No.
Straight up bolted it right through his whole body, and if you vibrate, you blow up. If you die, and he was all limping and shit. It was great.
They had a really nice villain in in Savage, and it was just like, oh, we're just gonna keep him over with the, League of Extraordinary Jerks. So
It's Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah, Legends Tomorrow. Which, hey, let's just go full camp. Okay, it's fun, but whatever. So anyway, yeah.
One last thing. I don't feel bad for any of these people who, well, okay, maybe some of them, but let's talk. Warner Brothers is a company that said, we don't care if Justice League is finished or not. We need our Christmas bonuses. Put it out.
Yeah.
Now, who the fuck does that to the consumer?
Warner Brothers.
Exactly. Haterade. Haterade. It gives you wings.
And a chapped butthole. Who knew?
Guy with the cleft asshole.
Yeah, it'd be me. All right, so Batman and Catwoman, apparently they're gonna make them tie the knot again. Are we still doing this? Are we still playing this freaking game?
You should have just. That was a really good storyline. They should have just had him get married,
or leave him not getting married. But like, oh hey, well no, let's marry him. I hate this crap. I hate. We'll revisit that storyline. Either they're married or they're not. Stop playing around.
Who do you think Batman should marry down there? Patrick?
Tim Drake.
Oh. What?
Oh,
you know which way you are.
I was saying Adam's sleeping again.
Two of the best characters ever. Anyways, he should marry Vicky Vale. That's the right answer. Or Silver St. Cloud.
All right. Well, no, I don't got me there, man. I don't read a ton of Batman. I just know some big stories.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know.
This whole Catwoman shit. It's cute, but.
Well, I loved Hush, right? I fucking loved Hush. It was great. I loved it like for that, Batman and Catwoman. And then like they ended that off right. Like it was like done.
Mm-hmm.
But now you pull so much from Hush with the new Batman, and then just to like kind of not tease it, but like start to get into it, then hey, maybe another time. And it's like, why do that? Just do it like one and done.
In the Tom King run, where the wedding or whatever, when so Batman's got to save this superhero named Gotham Girl. She's been, anyways, doesn't matter. In order to do it, he has to go to Santa Prisca. Catwoman comes with him, of course, and face Bane, and he has to get this guy, some kind of pirate, something is his name. He's got to get him to get this girl the cure. And after he's done, I think he damn near beats the shit out of Bane. He's like, if I ever hear from you again, I'm going to break your damn back. Says it straight to Bane. I'm like, that's right, Batman. That's right. I'll break your damn back, Bane.
So going off the article here, Tom King's run on Batman, which kicked off in 2016 and finished with the conclusion of the City of Bane arc in 2019's Batman 85, dove to the ins and outs of Batman and Catwoman's relationship over their 80 years of publication. Batman proposed to Catwoman, and the two were set to be wed in 2018. Was that 2018 already? Holy crap. Time flies.
Yeah.
Set to be wed in 2018's Batman 50, a landmark issue that ended with Selina leaving Bruce at the altar after her old friend Holly Robinson convinced her not to go through the wedding. Who the hell's Holly Robinson?
Juno Temple.
Let's say, oh, okay. In reality, Holly was manipulated by both Bane and Thomas Wayne. The Batman of the Flashpoint universe, Batwoman and Catwoman, would eventually defeat both villains and declare their undying love for each other in the final issue of King's Run, though they stopped short of actually holding a wedding ceremony.
That's
so
right.
at this point, aren't they just, what's it called? When you just been together forever, so they're just common law. It's called like common law married.
Common law marriage. I don't know, but allow me to tell you about Holly Robinson. I think Frank Miller created her in year one, because she was the girl that stabbed Bruce Wayne in the leg when he tried to help her.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't think they should revisit the story. It was a good story. Why revisit it?
That's why I was like, why just leave it as
Yeah.
is. But then again, wasn't it Marvel who eventually had the wedding for Scott Summers and Jean Grey? Were like they were together for like 40 years. Did they need did they need a freaking wedding issue?
They got like 3 or 4 wedding issues. They got a Mary Jane and Spider-Man one. They got I think they got they got Jean Grey and Cyclops. Yeah, you're right. Isn't there a Hulk one?
Oh, I don't know.
No. Patrick, you would know if there's a Hulk one, so no, there's not. And then there's a Black Canary Green Arrow one. I don't own any of them.
It goes along with the Pride Month stuff. People don't care about that stuff. Like seriously, I'm not gonna buy an issue of a comic because someone gets married in it. It's stupid.
Yes.
I might show up for Tila and Prince Adam.
Well, you put on your Sunday best and like a loincloth or something.
No, I got sweatpants and a t-shirt on. That is my Sunday best right now.
That's what I wear every Sunday.
That's what I wear every day. They're a miracle.
Alrighty. We do have to unfortunately pay our respects to William Hurt, who passed away last week. I believe he died of natural causes.
71 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
Played General Ross.
Yeah, played Thunderbolt Ross. Also he played in the bad guy in what was it? A History of Violence, which is based off of a graphic novel, I believe. You guys ever see that?
History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a badass movie.
That's crazy shit.
I believe it. I believe that's based off a graphic novel.
It is. That's what Nobody ripped its script off of. That movie Nobody that just came out.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Like, yeah, well, 20. Yeah, you did 20 years ago when you saw History of Violence. You saw it. It's called stealing.
It's called plagiarism. I know because I did it in high school. I mean, no, I didn't. I mean, I'm sorry. What?
It's not like they can come take the diploma, dude.
Yes, no. What was it, Mr. Ruth? He's like, you know what graduation means? You go from this file drawer down to this file drawer. That's the difference.
That's the difference. Oh man.
Looks like Christopher Lloyd is set to guest star in season 3 of The Mandalorian. That's fun.
Now I don't want to watch it. So that's funny that you bring Christopher Lloyd up. I found this this guy on YouTube, either he wrote it himself or something, but what would happen if Marty didn't go back to the future and got stuck in 1955?
Yeah.
And I only got about an hour and 20 minutes deep into it, and then I had to go to work today. But I'm going to watch it rest of it tonight while I try to aimlessly search for the fucking brackets I lost for my walls.
So bitter.
I'm madder than a hornet about it. The whole diorama was starting to lean. I was like, I just got to put those 2 brackets on that I bought just in case. Not the whole thing, just the one by the window.
Right. Oh, that's one of the things we can talk about is the interview with Todd McFarlane.
Oh yeah.
What was the guy's name? The YouTuber, is it Shart?
Shartimus Prime.
Shartimus Prime, that's right. So over on Shartimus Prime, he did really a nice interview with Todd McFarlane. It's about an hour. Is it about an hour and a half? Just under.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where one of the things I really like in the thing, he really addresses a lot of the issues that the average Joe has, and he does it in a very nice professional way where
he's not an asshole or anything. Yeah.
Because a lot of people who if you do collect the McFarlane line, a lot of people have been complaining about the side eye issue. I know I fixed one of Adam's toys with
Batgirl.
that, and yeah, one of the Batgirls, and you know, he was very very professional. It was a great interview. And Todd addressed it, and it's like, look, man, basically, I'm an artist. You know, we sometimes things get a little too artistic, and you know, we listen to the fans. The fans don't like it, so we're gonna scale it back. You know,
He also said that, the people doing with the prototypes and stuff, he goes, I told you to just skew it. I didn't tell you to just knock it all the way over there.
Right. We're not in the corner of the eye. We are just sort of looking that way, not trying to look behind us.
Oh, we can't get it to focus. I was going to say, he gets punched on the left side because he can't see what the other guy's doing. Or punched on, I guess, punched on the right side. Yeah, because he left.
Yeah, so someone punch at him on the left side. Whoop, 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 whoop. But also one of the things he addressed was, especially with the DC figures, the lack of guns. And if you know anything about Warner Brothers and DC, they do not want guns with their toys, even if the character is known for using guns, like the upcoming Grifter character. That's my guy. That's all he uses is guns. He's known as a marksman. But it's Warner Brothers who will not allow it. It's not McFarlane. It's DC and Warner Brothers. So
What if Discovery pulls the rug out from under that?
I would be ecstatic about that, because getting back to things that are virtue signaling, all that is a virtue signal, because there's all the toys that are around. If you look at all the toys around at the freaking toy aisle, every single thing's got guns. And not only that, there's Nerf in the next aisle that looks just like guns. So stop acting like you're saving lives. You're not. Just give the people what they want just once.
Why can't they take guns away from like stupid toys like G.I. Joe?
Well, I'm literally at my Target. It's McFarlane,
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, Marvel, Star Wars. Everybody's got guns or some type of firearm.
And to everybody out there, that was just meant as a stupid anecdote. I don't think G.I. Joe toys are dumb. Actually, I've never been into like G.I. Joe, but I want those figures.
Figures are badass, dude.
Yeah. I bought one of them, but that was just because it was Samara Weaving's character from the Snake Eyes movie, and I really like Samara Weaving.
Yeah, but also he addressed a lot of things. He addressed he doesn't run his company like a corporation. That's why he can keep the toys, the price of toys, pretty consistent, between 20 to 25 for an egg for your average figure, and then obviously for the bigger ones you're going to pay more. But
every 90 days he doesn't have to like worry about shareholders because he doesn't have a public company. Yeah,
he's not a publicly traded company. Only person he's got to impress is himself and the fans. That's all he's worried about. And he's not all about profit. He's like, yeah, I could raise, I could do what everybody else is doing. Like I was just bitching about my Paz Vizsla figure, $37. You know why it's $37? Because they put an extra coat of shiny paint on them.
Oh, you got the what are they called? The
Carbonites.
Carbonite. The Carbonite series ones.
Yeah, and there's a reason, because there was only 3 at my Target, and guess what? There's still 2 left, because no one's going to pay $37 for that figure except for this a-hole. But one of the things he also discussed, basically, hey, why don't you make more of these figures? Hey, since it's his own company, he's only going to make figures that are going to sell. So if you're like, oh, I want this random figure, probably not going to happen, man. Because you know why? Because no one else wants them. Why are there 27,000 different Batmans? Because everybody likes Batman. And he knows they're going to sell.
Yeah.
For the most part.
There are some DC ones I would love to see him make. I'm glad he's making more. He's expanding the Justice League, though, one way or another. Like, I'm glad we're getting Martian Manhunter. I'm glad we're getting Aquaman. Definitely glad we're getting Green Arrow, because I love Green Arrow. But see, we won't ever get like the side characters like Mia Dearden, you know what I mean? Or now this one's funny. I like a Black Canary, but I don't want a movie version of Black Canary, and I don't want a CW version of Black Canary either. I want Laurel Lance, no mask, wig. That's what I want.
Right. Well,
Alternate head with short black hair.
there you go. That's the thing. And he's also like, oh, why aren't we making more girls figures? It's like, hey, look, man, it's at the end of the day, it still is a business, and he's going to make the figures that sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I can't hate on him for that.
Nope.
You know,
I mean,
he's been
he's doing his best to keep costs down. So what's he got to do? He's got to make the figures that he knows one. And that's the thing too. He uses word over and over. He's like, if it's not cool, if it ain't cool, I ain't making it. You know, he's not going to make a mediocre figure because, oh well, you know, we want this random person. No, sorry, you're going to have to either, you know, kit bash it to make one, or you're going to have to go learn how to customize.
also though, he made a good he took that statement in another direction where the people who own the license are like, well, you want to make that character, but that character is not popular. He's like, let me make the character. I will sell the character.
Right.
Don't worry about that. Let me handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he believes in something, he'll do it. He can do it.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. It sounds like it's very democratic over there where it's like, hey man, I think we could make this. Well, you know, go draw it up how it would look. If it looks cool, we'll give it a shot.
What's your take on that? Did you watch that interview, Patrick?
No, but I actually watched a live stream like a few weeks before that covered some of the same stuff.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Like, yeah, I know exactly why it doesn't release like something like a Black Canary figures, because those figures don't sell as well. So I don't know. I think he's still doing good. I know he cares. That's the big part. I know he cares.
That's if you watch that interview and you be like you said, that dude cares, one, about his product, about his fans, because he also talked about putting out a gun kit, you know, for the characters, not specifically which one, but
he said that doesn't stop me from putting out, you know, a generic weapons kit that may or may not go with a certain figure that you own.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the people who might not be happy about it is that some of the guys that, you know, do the 3D printed kits, you know, those guys may not be happy about it, but that's the thing too, man. People get all upset, like, oh, why does he have a gun? I was like, go on YouTube or go on Etsy, go on, you know, Facebook, go on Instagram. There's a bunch of guys that are, you know, 3D printing these things, and they'll make it pretty much whatever you want as long as you're willing to pay for it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the key, because that's the thing people don't realize. Well, 3D printing, I was like, 3D printing is a very expensive process. It is very time consuming.
You can get one for like $350 though.
But then again, with that, you're gonna get some low quality prints. That's
that's the thing. That there's a market. There's the good guys. Like I've seen some very nice detailed ones where the guy will go through and he'll paint them all for you, custom, you know, exactly how they are. Like the one guy, forget his name, but he'll do a Bloodsport kit for you, paint it all, you know.
I was thinking, yep, I'll bring that up.
And then I saw some other ones from another guy where I'm like, I wouldn't buy that. You can see all the lines of the, you know, the 3D printing. So,
yeah.
Now, did you ever consider buying those Bloodsport guns? Because I know you love Bloodsport.
Oh yeah, well, that's the thing too, because that particular guy will actually shut down, you know, because it's not his full-time business. So if he gets too many orders, he'll actually shut it down so he can actually take care of the customers who have already paid. So I haven't. It's not a top priority right now because I've got like 6 other freaking action figure projects that I'm working on at the same time.
Ain't that a bitch?
I set some shit on fire the other day.
Why?
Because I was using a torch.
Oh, gotcha. What's that thing you're making with the milk crate?
I haven't decided. Hold on, let me go grab it real quick.
It looked like the Batcave.
like that was the original thing, but also I got the motorcycle from the Batman. I was like, that would look pretty sweet with, a Batman on it. And I bought. All right, give me.
Yeah, Uncle Adam, what you brought up with the 3D printers, while there are some like cheaper ones out, but once you get those cheaper ones, one, you still have to pay for the same amount of filament, which is like, I think it can be like 50 or up a spool, which is just, sucks. And then printing that with the shitty printers, you'll just get shit prints that do not look good, super undetailed. But then when you get into upper,
it's a very expensive process because one, you gotta know the CAD to actually design the thing, and then not all time. I mean, you can. There's workarounds and all that, and there are programs that there are things that you can go download. But yeah, like you said, the filament and all that stuff's not cheap, dude.
Yeah.
But sorry.
Oh,
So,
dang.
This is kind of like the thing that I made. I thought
Yeah.
turned out pretty good, so not sure if I want to use it for the 66 Batman Batcave or if I want to use it for the Batman yet. I haven't decided yet. But the stuff I set on fire is for my my Swamp Thing diorama that I'm trying to work on here. So
he got enough problems with swamp gas. You got to set them on fire.
I'm experimenting. I'm doing art.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Patrick was at my apartment last weekend, and he saw all my shit laying out and boxes piled up in one corner. It looked like a fucking mad scientist.
Oh, dude, it's funny you say that because I was doing that this morning because I took a big cardboard box like this high, and I'm putting all figures that I don't have anything planned for yet, or the empty boxes of figures that that I've got out, but I don't want to throw the boxes away because who knows. But yeah, just like all the so I got a box that this high that I'm just filling with all these random boxes I got all over the place. So
yeah, I don't know, man. That's awesome.
Toy collector's problem, but
yeah.
But yeah. Go on.
I just wanted to add, I love you doing all that stuff too, but like with college and not working, kind of sucks. But like one example that I did was with a Spider-Man figure back home. My dad was just starting to play around with like setting him up, and he wanted to hang him like he's swinging. He said, just take some wire, and I'm like, dude, just it's like just clear, super thin wire. I like just wrap that up a few times, knot it in a few places. Looks exactly like a spider web.
Yeah.
So it can be cool.
Well, that's part of the whole fun, right? It's figuring out how to make it look like whatever, but no one's making web slinging material. You got to go figure it out on your own. So
exactly,
and that's part of the whole fun. Like I went to Menards, and if you guys don't know Menards, it's a local. It's not even. It's sort of a home improvement store, but also like you can buy like automotive stuff and a bed and pet food and whatever. So
soft pretzels.
So, no, I haven't seen soft pretzels there, but definitely.
I heard they got food. That's all.
Yeah, you could. Well, that's the thing. You can go grocery shopping there. So I had the most random things that I needed, like on a Saturday morning that I needed. So like we were hooking up. Trudy got like a record player, so I needed some speaker wire. I needed a can of compressed air. I needed a dog bed and some dog treats, and I needed like some other random stuff. One-stop shopping at Menards.
Nice.
But anyway, they had this little circular saw on sale. I was like, I don't want a big skill saw. I just want one of these little nice plunge saws. I went and got that because I got some particle board for some other stuff I wanted to get. And man, that thing was such a hunk of crap. It kept backing up on me. It damn near cut my freaking self. I was like, this thing's a hunk of crap. And I went and returned it. But yeah, so that was me trying to like, I'm going to build something. And then you got to, like you said, Patrick, trying to be creative. well, sometimes you need the right tools to be creative sometimes. So
Yeah.
but so anyway, so the Todd McFarlane interview, it's fantastic. Go check it out. Go check out. It's at Shardamus Prime is the channel.
Shardamus Prime.
So
And he must be in a band or something because he sings his own enter theme song.
I was like, that sounds like it's cool, but it's like that sounds like a very homemade themes.
And then his closing theme song is like, I'm posing action figures all day long. I'm posing action figures all day long. It's great.
And that's a crazy thing about YouTube. Like, I never heard of Shardamus Prime before. No offense, but it's like, hey, that guy's got a lot going. That dude's got a lot of subscribers. I don't know who he is, but seems like a cool guy. So
his reviews are cool. When he gives something like the #1 seal of approval, it just cuts to this, looks like a videotape shot of him with glasses on going, I love it. It looks like such a dork. Yeah, it's like, doesn't look like the same guy you just watched interview Todd McFarlane.
Right. Yeah, for the however numerous times they've done that. So, because obviously he's been on before, so.
Yeah, and he gets the McFarlane toys ahead of time.
So, all right. Are we ready to do what we're reading and watching and everything like that?
Yeah, buckle up, kids, because I didn't watch anything with comic book stuff, but I watched some good stuff.
All right, so let's do what we're reading. Adam, what'd you read? Or what are you reading?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
I haven't had time to read. I have not had any time. Did the reader play with toys? I've been playing with toys.
So, all right. So I am reading Firefly Unification War. This is from Boom Studio.
Good.
It's fantastic because I haven't finished it yet, but I'm getting close. So, storyline here is Mal and Zoe are accused of war crimes and are being hunted from someone from their past. So, if you're a Firefly fan, it's like reading an episode of Firefly. So,
all right, guys out there, should I push the button? I think I should push the button. That was created by Joss Whedon, Nick.
Oh no, he's been canceled.
How dare you read his stuff?
How dare you like the guy who's been everybody's trying to copy his writing style for the last 20 years. Oh, we've lost Adam. Again.
Just kidding around.
We've lost him, but this is Unification War Part 1 from Boom
Cool.
Studios. It's fantastic.
I love me some Firefly.
One thing
I can sing the theme song.
All right, let's save it for the end. We'll sing it at the end.
All right. Can you sing it too?
Everybody knows that.
All right.
So, one thing I read, I'm not a big fan, but speaking of a figure I would like to see, I read this is Dark Knights of Steel, The Gathering Storm.
Oh, hey. I think McFarlane's is that from Dark Knight's Metal, like at the end?
Yeah, so this is Dark Knight Steel #1. I think it's the first. This is collecting issues 1 through 3 of the wildly popular new series.
Oh my god, that's like
I don't like it.
Isn't that just like medieval?
Yeah, it's just medieval stuff. But
okay.
So this is it John?
Story, and that's really weird from like the little bit I heard.
Well, it's one of those things. Okay, so this is written by Tom Taylor, and the art's fantastic, but it's one of those things where they literally took like the whole DC universe and tried to cram it into like one story. And I really didn't like some of the things that they did. So, basically, Bruce Wayne is the bastard son of Jor-El. So basically, him and Kal-El Clark are basically stepbrothers, but like I said, he's the bastard son. Jor-El gets killed by the Green Man, who ultimately turns out to be the Green Lantern, but with the help of the Green Arrow.
How? Is he powered by the Yellow Sun?
He is, but he shoots him with the. So, and that's the thing. So he's killed by this arrow that's shot from miles away, but it's out propelled by the Green Lantern, and it's tipped with kryptonite. So,
Sure.
and he shoots him right in the eye. I mean,
There's
it's
a lot of that shit, you know.
well, that's the thing. It's kind of one of those. Oh, cool. And then, so obviously, Kal-El's, Clark Kent. He's got powers, but now Bruce Wayne is slowly starting to get powers, and it's like he's like X amount years old, and if he's part Kryptonian, then why would it wait till just now to get his powers? Anyway, so one thing I'll show. Oh, and since it's Pride Month, and so they have who's, forgive me for not knowing, who's Supergirl? Supergirl's name.
Oh, there's Kara Zor-El.
Yeah, Kara Zor-El and Wonder Woman. Guess what? They're a couple. If you look,
I like this book. I like this book now.
if you look, if right there, that's they're in a relationship, and you have one panel of them making out for, and then so after Jor-El's killed, Kara goes on a freaking rampage of killing everybody.
She tends to do that in the comics.
Yeah, so, and then they got Amanda Waller as like the war chief or the war general. I don't know. It's just,
Did they pay someone to write this? Because this sounds like shit.
this is Tom Taylor, and then they got Harley. Dude, it's just, they literally, you know what they did? They took all the DC characters, put them in like one of those shaker bottles, dumped it out, and said, "There you go."
Yeah.
And some of the shit works, most of the shit doesn't. And I just read, I'm just like,
I could write the ultimate, like, you want to kill Superman? I got you. I could do this shit.
But
You know how I'd do it?
what's that?
Simple. Superman versus Harry Potter. Harry Potter beat the fuck out of Superman, and I don't even watch Harry Potter. You know why? Because there's two weaknesses the Man of Steel has: kryptonite and magic.
Yeah.
And who's the Lord of Magic? What wizard you don't piss off?
Harry
What's
Potter.
that? Hey, what was that? What was that?
That was him getting shot in the eye there. And then obviously
Why is he wearing a dress?
it's medieval times.
Oh. Wait a minute. So we got a Batman without tech.
Yeah.
What is
so,
it?
But,
What are his gadgets on the pulley system?
well, that's the thing. He's just kind of a badass, but also so he's part Kryptonian. So his Kryptonian power, he's starting to get stronger.
Me too.
Yeah.
For the last son of Krypton, Kal-El has a lot of relatives out there.
That's the other thing.
Right?
I was like, how many? It's like how Star Wars is like. How many Jedi survived the extinction of the Jedi? What are we up to now? Like 27?
Yeah, hold on. I got to think of a new one.
Yeah. Who?
Someone give me my pencil.
Who survived Order 66 again? So we can make this story go keep going here.
All of the extras died.
But I will say, if they decide to make that Batman, I would be okay with it. So
Sure.
that's I mean, the art's fine. Like, look, man, the story's not for me, so I'm not gonna poo-poo on it too much. But I gave it a shot, and it was meh. So
No, I'm not gonna say
okay.
that. Ooh, thank God I have a filter.
I don't remember if I talked about this specific issue last time, but I did.
Yes,
finish
you did.
Last
Well, you
Ronin
told me.
4. Go check out this freaking series. Go check it out. I've been raving to everybody about it. I never read Ninja Turtles in my life, but this series is freaking fantastic. And NECA's got some hella good looking figures coming out for it. I already pre-ordered. They got 2. The one with armor and without. So I think I ordered the one without armor, but I'll tell you how freaking Mike looks there. So
Hell yeah. Has he got a black headband now?
He's got a black headband, and that's the thing. So so each series issue goes through the death of one of the characters, and obviously you see the bow staff on the cover there. So that's the Donatello and Master Splinter. And so, and then like issue 3, we got Leo's swords and the case of
Casey Jones.
mask. And yeah, the series is fantastic, and that's why I was messaging you if you had any graded comics, because it's one of the first things where I'm like, I might get a graded issue of these guys, but man, they're freaking expensive.
Are you saying wait? Well, why don't you just grade one of your own?
I don't know if it's worth sending out if it's only going to come back as like a 8 or whatever,
An 8 is high.
8's good.
8's okay, but if you look online, it's like 9.8s, 9.6s, and then once you get into 9.9 territory, that's when it's like, ooh.
Right.
I think you could still have like certain comics that are still like a 7, like high 7s are still a lot of money.
And that's one of the things that was just in the news. So the very first issue of the very first Marvel comic just sold for $2.4 million.
The first Marvel comic?
Very first Marvel, titled Marvel comic, yes.
Which was what? Do we know?
Marvel #1, I think.
Oh, really? Marvel? Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I just saw the article and I saw the picture of the cover. I was like, oh, just Marvel. Okay. Yeah, 2.4. And I'm sure, like you said, Patrick, is probably like a 3 or a 4 on the grading scale. So the older comics, not a big deal. But the newer comics, I mean, unless you're high 9s, what's the point?
Yeah.
So, but as I was saying, fantastic series. This one, like I said, issue number 4 is the death of Donatello and Master Splinter. Fantastic. And that's by the original creators of Ninja Turtles. That's Eastman and Laird, and the art's fantastic as well. So
Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird represent.
yes, sir.
Oh, I want to read that now. That's on my list.
I say no. Next time we hook up, I'll give them to you to read. So
okay.
I think that's next on my list because I'm reading finally getting to it. Batman Court of Owls. That's what I'm reading right now.
Nice.
And
Nice.
until shit hits the fan because it just keeps on amping up super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Court of Owls, bro.
So I'm not horribly far. I've read like the first 3 issues.
Okay.
But
how many issues is that run?
12.
Is it like a whole year?
Yeah, plus the tie-ins.
Yeah. All I'm at was, at the they find a John Doe body. Their DNA of Dick Grayson is under the fingernails, and he was I that part, but I know what happened with Dick Grayson in that storyline. But then Batman just keeps on dissing that the Court of Owls exists.
He's a non-believer.
Yeah, non-believer. Then the Talon comes after him, almost kills him. He killed the Talon. Talon gets up in the ambulance, kills the driver, goes away. Then he starts finding like his I can't remember his name, but his great-great-grandfather. He goes into that fund and finds out that every building that's been built with that fund is Court of Owls bases.
Yes.
Then big explosion because they try to kill him again. And I'm currently reading, I think, in the middle of the 4th issue where he's explaining that he doesn't believe in him because as a kid I'm in like the exact middle of this part. As a kid, he went out and he knew his parents weren't killed by some willy-nilly Joe Chill type of guy. It was like on purpose. So he went and tried to explore the Court of Owls.
Yes. Very good. It is awesome.
Yeah, so far it's awesome. I cannot wait for it to really kick into overdrive.
All right. So what are we watching, boys?
I just watched a Lizzie Borden movie on Amazon last night. And this shit was nuts. It had Chloe Sevigny in it, and she played Lizzie Borden. She was from, in American Psycho, she played Patrick Bateman's secretary.
Yeah.
And she was in The Dead Don't Die. She was the cop. She was one of the cops. And anyways, Kristen Stewart was the maid in it. And it was crazy. It starts out like at the murder, and then it backs up 6 months and shows you all the events up until then. And it plays out the brother of Mr. Borden was making threats to his brother, Lizzie's father, to scare him. And long story short, he decides that he's gonna, have his brother take over his finances should something ever happen to him. But anyways, Lizzie and her father don't have a very good relationship, and her stepmother is a wicked stepmother, to her. Lizzie suffers from seizures and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, when Lizzie Borden took the axe and went in and tried to give the good old 40 whacks, she's completely naked when she kills her. Yeah. And, you could tell she was going to kill her the way it was all adding up. And she has this one scene was she tells the stepmother, like, you should watch what you say to me. And she's like, why? He's going to send you away soon enough anyway. Walks away. And then Kristen Stewart's character, Bridget, the also actual love interest too of Lizzie Borden at the time, was supposed to kill the father. So she's all buck naked and she's ready to put the hatchet in his face. And she can't do it. She just can't do it. And Lizzie walks in. Lizzie's kind of like, what the fuck? Takes the thing out of her hand. Pow, pow, pow. And then she kills him, both of them, and they show the way the bodies are. And later I looked up just photos of Lizzie Borden to see if she kind of looked anything like Chloe Sevigny. Not really. Chloe's way better looking.
Yeah.
But they actually have the crime scene photos and they show the bodies of the crime scene photos from 1892. And yep, it's kind of disturbing. You can actually see the bodies.
Yeah. Because they got the crime scenes from Jack the Ripper, Lizzie Borden. Like, ever since there's a camera, that's been a tool.
You can see the crime scene photos and the bodies from the Manson murders too.
Oh yeah.
I stumbled on that by accident and I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
It's very disturbing. But anyway, make a long story short.
Check it out. Don't check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's a slow burn at first, but I thought it was intriguing. It was good. Lizzie gets acquitted, of course, because they couldn't believe at that time that a woman of her stature and a woman at all would commit such a heinous crime. But I mean, if you think about it, there was no one saw anyone else around. And Lizzie was the only person unaccounted for really that day. I don't know. We'll never know.
Well, it's just one of the most notorious crimes in U.S. history. So.
Yeah, exactly. One of the first big ones.
All right. I was watching the latest from Hulu, Deep Waters. That's got Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. Basically, it's all right. So the premise of the movie is Ben Affleck is a retired tech mogul. He built the chips that go in drones, the targeting chips. So he's a rich, that's basically call him uber rich. His wife is a whore, played by Ana de Armas. And the only way he keeps her is basically letting her sleep with whoever she wants. So, and mysteriously, all of her friends keep disappearing. And so it goes through the entire, like, oh, who could possibly be making these men disappear? And basically, Ana de Armas is pretty much just a whore the entire movie. I would give it a pass. So 2 hours. 2 hours. It seemed like a vehicle to make Anna de Armas a whore, and that's about it. So
I forgot to mention I did finish Pam and Tommy, and I would not give that a pass. It is better than you would expect, and like I said on last week's show,
is it better than the
Lily J-
original movie?
there was an original movie.
Well, yeah, the Pam and Tommy movie.
Oh, the tape.
Yeah.
Man, that's like mostly her holding the camera. Who the fuck wants to see that?
It was the
Anyway.
most overrated thing in history.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it was, Anyways, before we get off topic, Lily James should win all the Emmys. That's all I can say.
Patrick, what you watching? Besides Halo.
Kinda two because I'm not on the podcast much, or maybe three. But so a little like probably a few weeks back, I watched Whiplash, which is the one guy that played the new Reed Richards in the crappy reboot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, damn.
But it's him and J.K. Simmons, and basically,
Miles Teller.
yeah, basically he's going to college to
Oh,
be,
okay, I remember this movie. Yeah.
and it's just like a whole movie. In the J.K. Simmons part, he's like the instructor, and he wants to make someone big, and he puts these people through hell just to be good musicians. And I'm not going to spoil anything because it's a big wow up until the end. It's awesome. Not your typical movie, but it's a very good movie.
Well, yeah. J.K. Simmons, just about that dude's solid, and no matter what he's in, that dude's a solid actor. So
yes, he was the best in that. It was amazing. And then the other movie that's actually new is Fresh on Hulu. It's Sebastian Stan.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Basically, he's playing like kind of like a cannibal. So it's
Patrick, how do you sort of play a cannibal?
Because you'll see what I mean. He is a cannibal. Like, he does something. Do you want me to tell you what he does?
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler. So basically, while he is a cannibal, he chops body parts, takes like personal belongings of these people, and he sells it to like people that want it. Like someone's meat, literally like an arm or something. He'll bag it up with like panties and a bra, their picture. It is fucked up, and the people like cook it and eat it and have their stuff.
Wow,
that sounds amazing.
It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. Happy I watched it.
All right, there you have. So I'm going pass on Deep Waters. Adam, you are giving thumbs up to Pam and Tommy, and what was the other one that you were mentioning? Sorry,
I think it's just called
the
Lizzie.
The Lizzie Borden movie.
Yeah, the Lizzie Borden movie. Do you have the title like queued up by chance, or let's see here?
Let's see what it says. I'm already at IMDb. So... Okay.
Adam, the only other movie I was going to bring up was me and you watched this on New Year's this past year. London. By far my favorite werewolf movie ever, and I think it will always be. And here's the NECA figure.
It's just called Lizzie. Yeah, that thing's bad as hell.
Immaculate.
You ever seen American Werewolf in London, Nick?
Yeah. Joe Rogan's got a full-size thing of that in his
Yep.
In the studio.
Which is something I dream to have.
I say that's pretty much goals right there. So
yeah.
if I want, besides the popularity, I don't want to be as popular as Joe Rogan, but I want I want the werewolf. So.
Yep. I want the werewolf. He has a picture of his gold retriever sitting by that thing. That thing's like twice or three times the size.
Yeah, Marshall. Yeah. So, all right. So we're giving thumbs up to Lizzie and Pam and Tommy and Patrick. So you're saying, what was the Whiplash and
Fresh
and Fresh? So thumbs up to those. So all right. So if you guys got any new figures by chance,
tons of them.
It's
nice.
It's my first gargoyle.
My favorite Batman comic line, pretty much. Dark Knight
Yes.
Returns.
Nice. Are you, Patrick? Are you going for the ab crunch that everybody's going after on that one?
I did too. I sticky tacked him up on the wall, dude. Legs up and everything, and he wouldn't stay.
I know that was on the. I don't know if you're on the McFarlane page on Facebook or not. That was like people were giving tutorials on like how to get the proper ab crunch.
That's great.
You guys want to give me a second? I'm gonna open this sucker. So.
All right.
Well, you know the box is already tore, so that makes me feel good.
The thing I have here, I have American Werewolf in London. I have Lobo, Batman Year 2, Batman and Red Hood from Three Jokers. I have a Capullo Spawn statue. I have Tremor from The Art of Spawn. I have the Hydra Stomper and Captain Carter from the What If series. And then I have the Golden Hellbat from McFarlane.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Azrael and the Batman armor. I need that one.
Is that the all black one you're talking?
Not the all black one, but one from when it's all like gold and blue. That remember that poster I had, Adam, of the Azrael armor when he was Batman?
Yeah.
They have one of those of him, and I need that.
The McFarlane one?
Yeah.
Now there's a silver one, all silver. It looks awesome.
They have like 3 or 4.
So which one are you looking for? You want the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the original. It's sweet. You want to see it?
Might as well.
All right, I'll go get it.
All right. So this is the Gargoyles High Log Ultimate Action Figure. This is from NECA.
The evil clone of Goliath.
Yes, the evil clone of Goliath. Okay, I'll just show you real quick how big these wings are.
Yep. They're huge. My dad has it set up on top of an armoire in his bedroom. They take up almost that whole thing. They're awesome.
Yeah. I say now I need a Goliath.
They're coming with like a lot of the series too, so I already know my dad's gonna get all those. He was a big Gargoyles fan.
I remember liking the aesthetic of Gargoyles more than actually liking the actual series. So
I think that's me with the original Transformers show. Iconic. It's a kid show, 100%. It is your old show.
It's a classic 80s cartoon where here, kids, here's some morals, and these things transform. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I think about it, I watch it like before I go to bed at college, and it's something.
Oh, is this his tail? It's his tail because he's got a butthole. I was wondering. I was like, "What is this long pen-looking thing?" It's his tail.
His dart gun, like the effect for his flare gun, is awesome too.
I said, look how cool this thing is. Look at that.
Yeah, you put in the like how they have it is it doesn't just like you don't take the tip off like the flare gun and just put that on there. You take the tip off and put it on the end, the opposite end of the effect. It's awesome.
Fantastic figure.
Damn, Nick, I'm glad you brought this one up. He is fucking cool. I
Right?
had him on a shelf with all the other Batman for a while. Hey, nope, you can't. This is my baby Yoda right here. Jeez, you can't play with the keyboard.
Little kicker. What Azrael are you talking about? Is it like the original that you have?
Well, I have that. You know that.
Yeah.
But he's talking about the McFarlane one.
Oh, so it is that one. Okay.
This one here, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
I saw because I was at FYE. They had the 2-pack with him fighting. It looks like what is that though? Is the White Knight?
Yeah,
Batman?
the white.
Yeah, it looks like fighting him, but it was like $60, and I'm like,
Ooh.
no thanks. You're not that cool.
Next week I'll show him on the show. I got the Gotham by Gaslight McFarlane figure coming.
Where'd you get that from?
McFarlane Toys? Or no, Big Bad Toy Store. $14, $15.
I love steampunk.
Damn.
You love what?
Steampunk,
No, Gotham by Gaslight.
which is steampunk Batman. Isn't it?
Kind of. I think it's not fully.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
full, but
Oh, okay. Steampunk is an anime, is it not?
no, steampunk's a generic like term for it's a
Like,
genre.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, he'll be here Monday.
Okay, nice. So, but all right,
Come on.
guys.
McFarland.
I got toys.
Oh yeah, let's go. Sorry.
I've got the Drifter Wayne.
Is that your favorite drifter?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I kind of put him in the scene like he's just a generic like person. He looks spooky and shit. Then I got this guy today with the mask off. So that's man, he looks like Edward Scissorhand or something right there. And then this one I've been waiting for. Thank you, Amazon. This is the Gotham Knights Batgirl.
Nice.
So those are my newbies.
All right.
Yeah, but this is dope. I do like this. I didn't get to see your figure though.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's my guy. Look, he's got a tail. I thought it was. I was like, what's this long thing? Oh, it's a tail. But
Right.
look how big these freaking wings are,
Oh, good lord.
and like just awesome detail. Yeah, sometimes you get a McFarlane figure and you're like, oh, I'll have to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I ain't adding nothing to this thing. This thing's awesome.
Well, I'm gonna pull the trigger sooner than later, I think. But I was at Target. I gotta get at least a gremlin, but it ain't gonna work out that way. I know it's not.
Well,
gonna.
that's I've been eyeing up the damn Ninja Turtles figures. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I got the movie ones. I love them, but I won't go any further.
But they're freaking expensive, dude. If you read this Last Ronin series, you're gonna want Last Ronin freaking big.
I think I'm going to be right there with you. I think I'm getting the last Ronin figure.
Yeah, pre-order. I know they're up for pre-order right now. I'm having a hard time inserting his tail into his butt. I'll worry about that later.
Got a blow dryer?
I bought a heat gun
Good deal. Good deal.
because I don't want to set the house on fire again. So
What, you set the house on fire with a blow dryer?
no, I used the torch to burn the plastic stuff last time. So now I'm using a heat gun instead of a torch.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Good
right.
deal.
Hey, live and learn.
Yeah. I said, you know what? Let me try the blow dryer. And if that doesn't work, I'll go get the heat gun. Blow dryer is doing pretty much what I need it to do, except for, it's just a little wide. But
Yeah, it was either that or let it sit in hot water. So we'll see how it goes.
yeah, and you know what? The hot water, the option, it's not that one. Nope. It's not that option. I'm not boiling water. I'm not standing up. Nope. Would you get off my keyboard? She takes air, she assumes flight, and she lands. Look at, she's Toonsis. Drives around all over the town. She's Toonsis, the driving cat. All right.
All
Come on,
right.
Kika.
On that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up. So, want to
That's
thank
right.
everybody who's been supporting the show. You guys are awesome. We are on Facebook and Instagram. We are on the Escape Podcast on Facebook, and we are at the underscore Escape underscore podcast on Instagram. And obviously, we are on the YouTubes. So if you want to give us a like and subscribe over there, that would be fantastic to help us grow the channel a little bit. And we're trying to get monetized so Adam doesn't have to work anymore. So,
I want to work for you, folks.
Like, I want one of those jobs where you stay at home. Can I get one of those jobs? That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right,
A
Adam.
home job where I could log in for like 40 minutes and play with toys for the rest of the day.
All right, Adam. You ready to sing the song?
I'm ready.
All right. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Go.
Take my love,
take
my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care if I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out
to the black.
Tell my mama I ain't coming back. That's all I got.
Okay, because I've got the rest.
Just tell me the next line.
Burn the land and boil
the
sea.
sea. You can't take the sky from me. Fuck yeah, we're like Simon and Garfunkel without a tune, man.
Could not have been worse, but that's a good way to end the show. Patrick, thanks so much for jumping on. Hopefully we didn't take up too much of your Saturday night.
Hold on, it's David Geffen from Geffen Records.
Oh.
He wants to sign us, man.
Oh. Why?
I'm not asking.
Oh, okay. David Geffen just calls periodically. It's fine. So
yeah. But you heard that song.
All right, Patrick. So thanks so much.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come on, anytime you just want to go talk, shoot the breeze, let us know. You are more than welcome. You are more than friends. You are family. So
that's right.
All right, Adam.
And in the spirit of Pride Month, go out and watch yourself some Gilligan's Island. Skipper Gilligan.
Hey, the old man, professor.
No, the professor and Marianne and the movie star were all getting it on together.
Whatever. He
made a fucking radio out of coconuts. What do you think that did to those ladies? Drove them wild.
That's what did it. So, all right, guys.
They didn't invent Viagra, so Thurston Howell, he didn't get any.
Well, he was rich. He didn't deserve it. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much. And you know what? Now we dance. Good night, America.
Good night.